Hare Krishna. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Jashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Jamunatira Vanachari Jamunatira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Jashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Jamunatira Vanachari Jamunatira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Jamunatira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe Jaya Jagannath Jaya Jagannath Jaya Baladev Jaya Subhadra Nitai Gaura Haribo Haribo Haribol Nitai Gaura Haribol Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivraj Vishtottara Shatashishimad His Divine Grace Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai Nitai Gaura Premanande Hari Hari Bol. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We're continuing reading from Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 12, Text 13. Yatro tamashloka gunanuvadaha Yatro tamashloka gunanuvadaha Prastuyate gramya katha vighattaha Prastuyate gramya katha vighattaha Nishevyamano nudinam mumukshor Nishevyamano nudinam mumukshor Mating shatim yachati vasudeve Mating sating yachati vasudeve Yatro tamashloka gunanuvadaha Prastuyate gramya katha vigataha Nishevyamano nudinam mumukshor Mating satim yachati vasudeve. Please chant. Prastuyate gramya kata vigataha. Nishevyamano nudinam mumukshur. Matim satim gacchati vasudevi. Gacchati vasudevi. Yatottama shloka gunanuvadaha. Prastuyate gramya kata vigataha. Nishevyamano nudinam mumukshor. Mating satim yachati vasudeve. Anyone else? Yatrottama shloka gunanuvadaha. Prastuyate gramya kata vigataha. Nishevyamano nudinam mumukshor. Mating satim yachati vasudeve. Word for word translation. Yatra, in which place? In the presence of exalted devotees. Uttama shloka gunanuvadaha. Discussions of the pastimes and glories of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Prastuyate is presented. Gramya kata vigataha, due to which there is no chance of talking of worldly matters. Nishevyamanaha, being heard very seriously. Anudinam, day after day. Mumukshaho, of persons who are very serious about getting out of material entanglement. Matim, meditation. Satim, pure and simple. Yachati is turned. Vasudeve, onto the lotus feet of Lord Vasudeva. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Who are the pure devotees mentioned here? In an assembly of pure devotees, there is no question of discussing material subjects like politics and sociology. In an assembly of pure devotees, there is discussion only of the qualities, forms, and pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is praised and worshipped with full attention. In the association of pure devotees, by constantly hearing such topics respectfully, even a person who wants to merge into the existence of the Absolute Truth abandons this idea and gradually becomes attached to the service of Vasudeva. Purport. The symptoms of pure devotees are described in this verse. The pure devotee is never interested in material topics. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has strictly prohibited his devotees to talk about worldly matters. Gramya Varta na kohibe. Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya 6:236. One should not indulge in talking unnecessarily about news of the material world. One should not waste time in this way. This is a very important feature in the life of a devotee. A devotee has no other ambition than to serve Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This Krishna consciousness movement was started to engage people 24 hours daily in the service of the Lord and in His glorification. The students in this institution engage in the cultivation of Krishna consciousness from 5 in the morning to 10 at night. They actually have no opportunity to waste their time unnecessarily by discussing politics, sociology, and current events. These will go their own way. A devotee is concerned only with serving Krishna positively and seriously. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vande Hang Shri Guru Shri Uttapada Kamalam Sri Gurung Vaishnavangscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatang Vitang Tvang Sajivam Sadvaitang Savadutang Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padang Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitangscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Prishabhanu Shute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Bancha Kalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivashadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyata Deshatarine. Yatro tamashloka gunanuvadaha prastuyate gramya katha vigataha nishevyamano nudinam mumukshor mating satim yachati vasudeve. Who are the pure devotees mentioned here? In an assembly of pure devotees, there is no question of discussing material subjects like politics and sociology. In an assembly of pure devotees, there is discussion only of the qualities, forms, and pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is praised and worshipped with full attention. In the association of pure devotees, by constantly hearing such topics respectfully, even a person who wants to merge into the existence of the Absolute Truth abandons this idea and gradually becomes attached to the service of Vasudeva. Hare Krishna. So this verse brings out a very important point for the practicing devotee, how a serious devotee is usually not interested about subject matters like politics and sociology. Just a few years back when the COVID time was here, that was a politically very surcharged time, and many people, almost all people in the world, they got absorbed in discussing about politics and different things, and also many devotees. And it was obvious that it affected devotees a lot. They spent a lot of time to absorb themselves in different kind of political theories and news, a lot of news consumption and a lot of, some say conspiracy theories, some say real theories. But anyway, a lot of absorption in these kind of things. And here in this verse we hear that the characteristic of a pure devotee is that he doesn't waste time with these things. Prabhupada writes in the purport, they actually have no opportunity to waste their time unnecessarily by discussing politics, sociology, and current events. These will go their own way. A devotee is concerned only with serving Krishna positively and seriously. These will go their own way. Srila Prabhupada is saying that whatever happens in this world, why does it happen? Because of ignorance. And it's all under the law of karma. Everything that happens within this world is happening due to the law of karma, except when pure devotees and Krishna come. Then, of course, it's under the internal energy. But usually it's all happening under the external energy. Prakrite kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvashaha. All activities in this world, they just manifestations of the three modes of material nature. So a pure devotee is not so concerned about these things. Srila Prabhupada himself was telling how when he was a young man, he was concerned about politics. He got involved in the Gandhian movement, the independent movement in India, led by Mahatma Gandhi, where many Indians, especially young Indians, they tried to fight for the independence of the country. And Prabhupada was very much involved in that. We can read in his Lilamrit how he even made the sacrifice of rejecting his university degree. He identified so strongly with that movement until he met Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who in the first meeting, Prabhupada actually asked, Bhaktisiddhanta told Srila Prabhupada that you are a young, educated man, why don't you preach the message of Mahaprabhu in the English language? And Prabhupada's answer was, why should we do that as long as we are dependent on the British? Our message will not be relevant. And Bhaktisiddhanta's answer was, the message of Mahaprabhu doesn't depend on any political circumstances. And there should not be any time wasted for the preaching of this message. And Srila Prabhupada accepted this instruction in the very beginning, and he changed his whole approach in life. He lost faith in the independence movement of Gandhi, and he became focused on the mission of Bhaktisiddhanta and, of course, Mahaprabhu. So that gives hope that it's normal that we as conditioned living entities, we absorb ourselves in these kind of political, social events. But this verse is reminding us that actually the assembly of pure devotees doesn't have much to do with these things. Rather, the assembly of pure devotees is focused on glorifying and worshipping the Supreme Lord. And so Prabhupada writes in the purport about this movement. This Krishna consciousness movement was started to engage people 24 hours daily in the service of the Lord and in His glorification. The students in this institution engage in the cultivation of Krishna consciousness from 5 in the morning to 10 at night. That's a very clear statement by Prabhupada, what he wanted this movement to be like. He didn't want this movement to be some kind of altruistic institution, but he wanted it to be a place where Krishna is glorified and served 24 hours daily. And it means that somebody doesn't waste any time. No distraction, just full focus on service. That's what Srila Prabhupada wanted. And if we look at Srila Rupa Goswami's book, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, he describes the characteristics, the symptoms of a devotee who is on the stage of Bhava Bhakti. Have you heard about the stages, the different stages of Bhakti? Sadhana, Bhava, Prema? Must have heard, no? So Sadhana Bhakti is the initial stage where one practices devotional service, either according to Vaidhi, regulations, rules and regulations, or purely, meaning it's based on rules and regulations, or Raganuga, by some spontaneous attachment. And that should lead to Bhava Bhakti. In the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Rupa Goswami, he defines sadhana bhakti. Tatra sadhana bhakti. Kriti sadhya bhavet sadhya bhava sa sadhana bidha nitta siddhasya bhavasya prakatyam ridi sadhyata. It's a very important verse which a sadhaka should always keep in mind. What do we actually try to achieve in our practice? It says, action of the senses which produces the stage of bhava is called sadhana bhakti. This attained state of bhava bhakti, sadhyata, is an eternal sthayi bhava, which is not created, but simply manifests within the soul by the spiritual energy of the Lord. Sadhana bhakti means to engage one's senses, our working senses, our knowledge-acquiring senses, in a way so that it produces bhava. That's what sadhana bhakti is meant to attain. And then he says, this kind of bhava which manifests, it's not something which is created, but it's just something which manifests, which is there inside, and by the sadhana practice it comes out. Nitya siddhasya bhavasya prakatyam ridi sadhyata. It's nitya siddhasya. It's eternally there. It reminds of this verse from Chaitanya Charitamrita. Nitya Siddha, Krishna Prem, Sadhu Kabunoi, Shavanadi Shudachite, Shavana Udoy, something like this. So that in Chaitanya Charitam, Karaye Udoy. Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami, he says how he refers to prema. Prema is something which is already there, but it has to be manifested. So nitya siddhasya bhavasya, this bhava is always there, prakatyam, ridi. It manifests within the heart by sadhana bhakti. And this bhava bhakti has been nicely explained by Rupa Goswami. How can we know that bhava bhakti is present in someone? And he speaks about anubhavas. Anubhava, something which follows this bhava. And these are, I'm not sure how many, maybe we can count them, but it's a couple of qualities which manifest in a devotee as bhava. I'm going to read this verse. Kshantir avyarta kalatvam viraktir mana shunyata asha bhanda samutkanta nama gane sadaruchi, asaktis tat gunakyane, pritis tat vasatis tale, ityadayo nubhava syur, jata bhavan kure jane. The anubhavas or characteristics of a person who has developed the bud of bhava are as follows: tolerance, not wasting time, detachment from enjoyment, pridelessness, confidence in the Lord's mercy, longing for the Lord, taste for chanting the name of the Lord, attachment to discussing about the Lord's qualities, and attachment to living in the abode of the Lord. So 9 different qualities. And then Rupa Goswami, he explains these different qualities. First, he explains tolerance. Tolerance is defined as follows. Tolerance means being undisturbed even when there is cause for disturbance. Being undisturbed even when there is cause for disturbance. So like somebody is being sick is a cause for disturbance. If you're not feeling, the body is not feeling well, usually we get disturbed. But someone who is kshantir doesn't feel disturbed. They can tolerate. Then he quotes a verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, how tolerance is illustrated. O Brahmanas, just accept me as a completely surrendered soul, and let Mother Ganges, the representative of the Lord, also accept me in that way, for I have already taken the lotus feet of the Lord into my heart. Let the snake bird, or whatever magical thing the Brahmana created, bite me at once. I only desire that you all continue singing the deeds of Lord Vishnu. So this is Parikshit Maharaj speaking in the first canto. He's not disturbed that some snake will bite him. He don't care. He just wants to listen Krishna Katha. So that's an example of tolerance. And then he's giving an example of not wasting time, what we want to speak about, in Hari Bhakti Sudhoya. The devotees continually praise the Lord with words, remember Him with their minds, and offer respects with their bodies. Still they are not satisfied. With tears flowing from their eyes, they offer their complete lives to the Lord. One point which stands out here is that they use all their time, 24 hours, but there is always a feeling of insufficiency. There's always this feeling of not having enough time. Magister? Let's get up the devotees. Jai. Srila Prabhupada. Mukunda ki jai. Thank you so much for coming. Welcome.
Hare Krishna.
We were waiting for you to come and give the Bhagavatam class.
Oh, really?
It's a perfect time.
Om Ajnana-timirandasya Jnana-salakaya Chaksoranmalitam yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vande Am Sri Gurun Sri Yuttapada Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Sri Rupam Sangrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vidam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saidam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakan Vitam Cha E Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopisa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrisabhano Sude Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vanchakalpatrubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evecha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadharo Sri Vatsari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. You already done the class or I've already done?
Basically, I read the verse
Yeah.
and the purport, and you cannot
Oh. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 12, Text 13. Chapter entitled The conversation between Maharaj Rahugana and Bharat, Jada Bharat. Yatro tamasloka gunanuvada. Is that?
We already did.
Oh, you already did. So I'll read the sloka once and read the translation. At least I know what's direction. Jai. Yatro tamasloka gunanuvada prastuyate gramya kada vigata sevyamana nudhinam mumukshor matim satim yachanti vasudeve. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. Who are the pure devotees mentioned here? In an assembly of pure devotees, there is no question of discussing material subjects like politics and sociology. In an assembly of pure devotees, there is discussion only of the qualities, form and pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is praised and worshipped with full attention. In the association of pure devotees, by constantly hearing such topics respectfully, even a person who wants to merge into the existence of this absolute truth abundance, this idea and gradually becomes attached to the service of Vasudeva. Purport. The symptoms of pure devotees are described in this verse. The pure devotees is never interested in material topics. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has strictly prohibited his devotees to talk about worldly matters. Gramya varta na khai hibe. One should not indulge in talking unnecessarily about news of the material world. One should not waste time in this way. This is a very important feature in the life of a devotee. A devotee has no other ambition than to serve Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This Krishna conscious movement was started to engage people 24 hours daily in the service of the Lord and in His glorification. The students in this institution engage in cultivation of Krishna consciousness from 5 in the morning to 10 at night. They actually have no opportunity to waste their time unnecessarily by discussing politics, sociology and current events. These will go their own way. A devotee is concerned only with serving Krishna positively and seriously. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So here, and very important subject matter has been mentioned in the slokas and in a very elaborate, in a detailed way. Prabhupada explains also that a devotee of Krishna, generally here it says the pure devotees of Krishna, but generally whether someone is a pure devotee or someone whether is a kanistha, a neophyte devotees, every devotees are expected to be always conscious of Krishna. But here Prabhupada emphasized on the pure devotees because it is expected that the pure devotees are not different from Krishna himself, that the pure devotee is always conscious of Krishna. He strictly follows the principle of Krishna consciousness. In our organization, there are many subject matter has been given in the Bhagavad Gita, in the Srimad Bhagavatam, in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Details information has been given. Many rules and regulation principles has been given. So sometimes a devotees, some may focus into the Vaidhi Bhakti more on the subject matter of rules and regulation. Sometimes they are externally may become attached to cooking in the kitchen. Sometimes some may be also become in the deity department, somebody in the book distribution, or other kind of services, but they may not be conscious of Krishna when they are doing those things. So that is generally not very much appreciated, because the ultimate principle of Krishna consciousness is only two things. It says, Smartavyam Satatam Vishnu Vismartam Yamna Jatuchit. That one should always conscious of Krishna, always remember Krishna, and never forget Krishna. That is the only principle in Krishna consciousness. All other services, whether it's a deity worship, whether it's the cooking for the Krishna in the kitchen, whether we are distributing books, whether we are following the four regulative principles, everything else becomes subservient. They're meant to help you to remember Krishna. But while we are doing all those things, if you're not conscious of Krishna, the effect won't be that much compared to the consciousness is always in Krishna. So when we go to places like Vrindavan, we are able to be more conscious about Krishna in Vrindavan, in Mayapur. And sometimes when we are in those Bharat land in India, we might have forgotten the time, the date, the other friends in our own country. We are more easy in those places to be conscious of Krishna, because the spiritual energy in those places are very powerful. Because everybody more or less focus into Krishna consciousness. So it makes it more easier for us to be conscious of Krishna in those places. But then somebody may be also in Vrindavan, they may not be also conscious of Krishna. They may be going to Vrindavan, they may be more shopping in the Loi Bazaar, going around to the shops and meeting around friends and just, walk around here and there, thinking that they are in Vrindavan. So they may not also very conscious of Krishna. That means they have not touched the land of Krishna. So the Shastra gives that there are 5 kinds of Vrindavan is there. One is called Goloka Vrindavan. Another one is called Bhauma Vrindavan. The third is called Dristinya Vrindavan. The fourth is called Hridaya Vrindavan. And the fifth is called Gupta Vrindavan. There are 5 Vrindavans are there. Goloka Vrindavan is the eternal abode of the Supreme Lord Himself, where the Lord is residing in His own abode. That refers to Goloka Vrindavan. And Bhauma Vrindavan is that 5,000 years ago when Krishna came to this world, bringing a very important message for the entire human society. And the message is very simple and very effective, that the living beings should understand they have no total freedom, independent in their life. There are 5 important things that has been mentioned also in the Bhagavad Gita. One is about the Isvara, about the Supreme Lord Himself. Second is about the Jivas, the living entities in this world. The third is the material nature. The fourth is the time factors, which controls everything in this world. And the fifth is karma, action and reaction in the world. So there's only one thing the living entities has got a freedom to act on. They have no freedom independent to change the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the other living entities, the material nature or the time. But the living entities has been given only one thing in their life to do in the material world, is that to perform action in this world. And performing action in this world naturally brings different kinds of reaction. Like in the chapter 4, text 14 onward, Krishna explained that mam karma hupantincha, that Krishna hasn't got any kinds of karma. But anybody come in contact with Krishna, they become free from all kinds of karmic reaction. And Krishna says, Kim karma, kim akarmirti, kavayo pata modisa. Then in chapter 14, 16 onwards, Krishna explains, however intelligent a living being in this world, but they also not very sure about how to act in this world. And Krishna mentioned there are three kinds of actions are there. There is karma, akarma and vikarma. Karma means that action brings good and bad result. And vikarma means that sinful activities only brings bad result in one's life. And akarma means that action indulge in Krishna consciousness, action performed for the satisfaction of the Lord. It neutralizes any kinds of karma. There is no reaction from any kinds of action we do in our life. So in this way, Krishna comes to the world to bring only one message: how to perform your prescribed duty, how to perform your action properly so that we can cross over the cycle of repeated birth and death and not required to come back again to this world. So in this way, 5,000 years ago, Krishna descended from his own abode, Goloka, Vrindavan. That is called the Bhauma Vrindavan, where today we are going to Vrindavan. We are participating in different activities. And today when we go to the Vrindavan, that Vrindavan, it doesn't look kind of Vrindavan which has been described in the Krishna book. It talks very beautiful about, the Vrindavan. It is like a beyond any kinds of a material conception of thoughts. So that Vrindavan we are not able to see today. When we go today, we see a lot of monkeys there, and we see a lot of, pigs are there, all the dogs around, the donkey around, and people don't really follow the principle of Krishna consciousness. And you see the Vrindavan is not the same Vrindavan been described. Beautiful forests are there, beautiful Yamuna river is there. And today we see a dirty Vrindavan. That is called the third kind of Vrindavan, that is called Dristanya Vrindavan. That means 5,000 years ago when Krishna descended, that time it is called Bhauma Vrindavan. That is totally a transcendental planet within this material world. But slowly, due to the influence of the Kali Yuga, that same Vrindavan which has been described in the book, we are not able to see. It is called Dristanya Vrindavan. And the fourth kind of Vrindavan is called Riddhi Vrindavan. Within your own heart, there is also Vrindavan is there. Krishna is situated in your heart. Radha and Krishna is there performing their pastimes. And all the Radha and Krishna, that means the gopis are there, the cows are there. Every spiritual activities are also there. In the heart of the living being, when you are conscious of Krishna, you are able to live within the Vrindavan of what we've been talking about, in India, or Goloka Vrindavan. So there is a fourth kind of Vrindavan is the Hridaya, is the Vrindavan within our own heart. And the fifth kind of Vrindavan is called Gupta Vrindavan. That means when you become Krishna conscious, pure devotee, when you are conscious of Krishna all the time, you are able to create another Vrindavan in Switzerland. Prabhupada created a new Vrindavan. Prabhupada he built 108 temples. It's all considered to be, also Vrindavan, abode of Lord Krishna. So in this way, pure devotees are able to do this thing because they are always conscious of Krishna. So our principle in Krishna consciousness, whatever you do in your life, doesn't matter whether you are a brahmachari, doesn't matter whether you are grihastha or vanapurusa sannyas, doesn't matter whatever condition you are in the material world. But if you can be conscious of Krishna, only that two principles always you remember wherever you go. Whether you are in the kitchen, whether you are with the family, whether you are in the working place. When you never forget Krishna, always remember Krishna. That means you are truly living in the Vrindavan Dham. So that is why Krishna mentioned this thing in the chapter 8, text 7, Tasmat Sarvesu Kalesu Mama Manusmari Yudhya Chamaya Arpitamano Buddhir Mameva Shasi Asamsayam. Krishna mentioned this sloka in the chapter 8, text 7, that without giving up the duty, your own duty, by engaging the mind and intelligence in the consciousness of Krishna. And in this way, he said, participate in the battle of Kurukshetra. So human life, we have got a lot of battle. On the daily basis, we are battling against so many things. Even the very morning, the first thing in the morning when we wanted to wake up also, the mind may give you another idea. Maybe you switch off the alarm and take extra 10 minutes rest. So from the very beginning of our life in the morning, we already start battling within the mind. So there is the mental battle are there. There are people little bit, more educated. There's the intellectual battles are going on. And people have become like animals. There are physical battles are going on. All around the world, so many kinds of battles and problems are going on. And Krishna knows past, present and future. So he has spoken the knowledge in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Because human life will be a great battle. And he chose to speak in the battlefield. He could have spoken the knowledge to Arjuna privately. True or not? If I wanted to say something to Damodar, I can speak to him privately. No need to call everybody, sit here and say this thing. If I think the message is only for you. But Krishna is very kind that he wants the enemy also to hear this message. Samoham sarvabhutesu name dvesistina priya bhajanti tumam bhaktya. In the chapter 9, text 29, Krishna says that he has no enemy in the world. He is not envious of anybody. He is not partial to anybody. He is equal to everybody. So Krishna sees everybody as equal, whether there were Pandavas standing to fight against the Kauravas or the Kauravas standing again to fight against the Pandavas. Krishna does not have any enemy or any friends. Just like Prabhupada says that I don't have any enemy in the world, but sometimes people think that I'm the enemy. So due to a bodily concept of life, that somewhere or other there are a lot of problems are going on around the world. And there are also people are very in fear that there could be a third world war. It's possible because, Prabhupada says more or less many countries they've got a nuclear bomb, atomic bomb. And once they got it, they will use it. And he said everybody like a mental case. Pakistan has got a bomb, India got a bomb, China got a bomb, American got a bomb. And all these guys are moving around like a mental case, crazy fellows. And anybody can press one button and that's it, finished, third world war. So in this way, then devotee asks Prabhupada, if a world war comes, what we will do? Prabhupada says, chant Hare Krishna and be happy. So you cannot do anything. What do? You don't have the country in your hand, you don't have the army in your hand, you don't have the political situation in your hand. So what do? Just chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So in this way, a very advanced devotees, he always conscious of Krishna. When Prabhupada was in India, I think that was in 1975, I think. There was a war between India and Pakistan. So they were throwing bomb from the Pakistan, is falling in India land. And Prabhupada was having, in the outside of the temple, a beautiful garden. Prabhupada was sitting and he's talking to all of his disciples. At that time, a reporter, he came and then he asked Prabhupada, Swamiji, you are sitting and talking with your disciple. What happens if a Pakistan throw one bomb here? So Prabhupada says, we will welcome the bomb. He says, Bhumya Punarvayo, come on over. He says, the bomb is none other than Krishna's energy, but it's only separated energy is coming. So we'll connect into Krishna consciousness. So Krishna is coming. In this way, the devotees are not in fear of anything, they are not in anxiety of anything, they are not in desired demand of anything. But devotees are very happy and very satisfied that they have got Krishna in themselves. So in this way, Prabhupada mentioned that the pure devotees, the advanced devotees, they do not waste their time into different kinds of prajalpa, talking about different kinds of things which is not really relevant or benefit our own life. Normally in the Western world, in the European world, normally they don't indulge. I don't know nowadays after Kali Yuga what happens, but generally I've stayed in Australia, New Zealand, in the ashramam for 2-3 years in 1987, 1988, and also I used to live all with the Western devotees, and none of them speaks anything about Prajalpa. But you go and live in India, everybody speaks Prajalpa, I think. No, it's like a Gramya Katha, like one person's house story, the whole village knows about those stories. Normally they are, if you want to go and marry a girl, and they will go and ask what your grandfather doing, what your great-grandfather did, what your father and mother did, and they will go around into the whole village to ask, what do you think about this guy, what do you think about this girl. So every village, everybody knows about that one family story. But I think nobody cares about this thing. So in this way, Prabhupada was able to make a lot of devotees around the Western world, because Western world, they were not wasting time with Prajalpa. They were a little bit addicted with other things. But Prabhupada sees that, that those things can be cured by proper association of the devotees and by participating in the Krishna consciousness. So in this way, we should not waste our time. One time somebody asked Prabhupada, how can I become a good devotee? Prabhupada says, if you think that today is your last day in the world, you'll become a good devotee. Prabhupada says, if you think, you'll die today or tomorrow, you'll become a good person. Only we are trying to do all these bad things because we think we are going to live for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. Just like, today we all are sitting here. Anybody today thought that today would be my last day in the material world in Switzerland? Anybody thought? Anybody, when you woke up in the morning, any of you all thought that maybe today or tomorrow will be my last day in Switzerland, in Zurich? I'll die and go. Or maybe I can die and go. Anybody thought or not? No? That shows that we are not really Krishna conscious. When you are Krishna conscious all the time, because a devotee before they go to sleep, they offer their obeisances to thank the Lord and to seek for forgiveness that, somewhere or other you have made it, made to live for another day. And if I've offended anybody today, kindly forgive me. A devotee, he bow down, he seek for forgiveness if knowingly or unknowingly if ever offended anybody. And he go and sleep, and next day morning when he wake up, the first thing he also bow down again to thank the Lord. There are many people gone to sleep, they never woke up for forever. They died and gone. So, but today you have given me another day. I'm thanking you so much. And please kindly bless me that I may remember you the whole day, never forget you. So when the day you are starting, you are conscious of Krishna, that that death can come at any time. That's what Prabhupada says. That when Yudhishthira Maharaj asked Yamaraj what is the most amazing things in the world, surprising things, and Yudhishthira Maharaj says, Ahani, Ahani, Bhutani. At every moment the souls are flocking to the house of death. But a foolish person thinks that I will not die. It is the most surprising things in the world. So if you understand this information, that any time I can die, better let me be conscious of Krishna all the time. If I'm not conscious of Krishna, Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Yam yam api smaran bhavam tajantyante khalevaram, in the chapter 8. Text 6, Krishna says that whatever we think at the time of death, we attain that body without fail. And ante kale chamam nivam, he says only by thinking of me that you can come back to me. So devotees, when they are always conscious of Krishna, and they are considered they are pure devotee, that they are totally surrendered to Krishna. And they are ready to take the order of the spiritual master. And that two qualifications will lead them to become a pure devotee. Thank you so much for being here this morning. I would like to thank Damodar Prabhu for kindly invited me to come to Zurich temple. I met him in Mayapur recently. I was in I went for the South Indian Tamil Parikram. Everybody, the Russian does their own parikram one corner, the Bengali does in one other corner, the Chinese do in another corner. So the South Indians have also organized a parikram in Navadvip. So they've invited me, so I was there. Then I met Damodar Prabhu in Mayapur, and then we were talking. Then I told him that a devotee have invited me to go to Poland and Belgium, and he said, "Why not come to Zurich?" So I'm happy to be here. I've been coming to Zurich, I think, maybe 25 years, 30 years, I think so, those days, So, like coming back to our own home. I'm very happy to see that you all are sitting here and you're chosen by Krishna. You're blessed by Krishna, that you have been connected into the family of Krishna. And you have given the opportunity to assist Krishna's work. He is the Supreme Lord. He can do everything by himself. But he has chosen some devotees to assist his work. That means you're very special. That definitely Krishna will be very grateful for your staying here, for your coming here, for your doing whatever you're doing here. There is nothing is big service in Krishna. There is nothing is small service. Sometime, one time devotee, when I asked Prabhupada, some devotee, they thought book distribution is a very important service in our organization. And some other devotees were thinking that pujari work, that's the most important service. So they went and talked to Prabhupada. So because they were thinking that Prabhupada would say that book distribution is a very important, service in our organization. And Prabhupada says that, because they asked Prabhupada what will make you very happy. Prabhupada says when you become Krishna conscious, that will make me very, very happy. So importantly, we have to become conscious of Krishna. Importantly, we become a devotee, a good devotee of Krishna. And by being a good devotee of Krishna, definitely that will attract many other people to come to our temple. I still remember in 1987, I was flying from India to England. That time I was serving some temple in New Zealand. And I heard that in England they are doing very big congregational preaching. So I've been sent to England to see how they are doing the congregational preaching. So I went to Vrindavan for some festival. From there I took a flight to England. So there was only an English lady was sitting beside me. And I was going through looking at the Bhagavad Gita. She asked me what is that, and I told her. She asked me what I'm doing, and told her that we are doing these services and all. And I landed in London, and she gave me a small envelope, and then she left, and I have to go to another immigration lane. And then when I came out from the immigration, I opened the envelope, and there was £10 in the envelope, and small note. She said to the happy monk, she said to the happy monk, kindly accept this small donation for your service for the betterment of the world. So when the devotees are happy, when you're very peaceful, when you're attractive, a lot of people will come. Today problem, people are looking for solution everywhere, but they're not able to find. And in our temple, if you're united, and even a small service you do, there is nothing small or nothing big, only a motive inside you. Krishna beautifully speaks all those things, this thing. So if your motive is right, whether you're giving $100, whether you're giving $1,000, what is your motive inside you? You are taking a knife, I'm taking a knife. What is the motive? That makes the reaction different. If you're taking a knife to cut vegetable for Krishna, that brings in a beautiful result in your life. If you are taking a knife to kill somebody, that brings a very bad result. So taking a knife is a secondary subject matter, is an instrument to utilize for something. But what is your motive of doing, sweeping the temple, being a president of the temple, being a pujari in the temple, being a cook in the temple? What is your motive inside you? Whether are you looking for name and fame? Whether are you looking for some sort of income for your survival? Whether are you looking for some sort of material expectation? So according to the motive of a person, the result will be entirely different. So Prabhupada said there is no small thing. Even you sweep the temple, you distribute books, all are same in Krishna consciousness. It is meant for you to become a conscious of Krishna. So when you're conscious of Krishna all the time, you're considered to be a pure devotee. Very easy. Isn't it? Why you want to think about other things? Because your own problem is so much cannot be solved. If we have got a lot of problems, we don't have time to solve our own problem. Why we want to think about other people's problem? It's their problem. You have not come here to correct anybody here. There is a job of a spiritual master to do. They have taken a vow, that the disciple taken a vow that he will follow the order of the Guru. The Gurus have taken a vow that you will educate the disciple to become a good devotee. So there is between Guru and disciple. So you have no job there to correct anybody in the temple unless you are sitting as a president and somebody comes to you for certain solution, and accordingly you can advise them. If they are not happy, they can go to another level. In ISKCON we got a system in Malaysia. I'm coming from Malaysia. In Malaysia we got a temple president, we got a national council that are combined of all the leaders together, and we got regional secretary, and we got GBC. So we go, if you're not happy with the temple president's resolution, then you go a little bit higher, go to the National Council. If you're not very happy, you go to the Regional Secretary. If you're not happy, you go to GBC. You're not happy with GBC, you go to Chairman of the GBC. You're not happy, you go to your Guru. You're not happy of all those things, then you go back to your house. There's a solution for everything in the world except death. For the death, nobody can bring any solution, but for all other things, there's a solution. So we come here for what? Always we have to remind ourselves, we come here for... when I came and joined the Hare Krishna movement in 1985, I was working in an architect firm. I wanted to become an architect. I was working in an architect firm, and then I had a lot of Chinese friends who are Christian. They've been giving me Bible and all other things. And I'm being born in a Hindu family. I don't know anything about own religion because nobody has told us that we got a scripture, we should follow the scripture. And so they've been giving Bible. I wanted to know about religion. And so I decided to become a Christian. So somewhere or other I met a devotees. I got a Bhagavad Gita. Then I told him, no, I wanted to go to a church. I wanted to become a Christian. He asked me why. I said, because he got Bible, I want to read the Bible. And he asked me, whether are you Hindu? I said, yes. Have you read your scripture? I said, we don't have any scripture. Then he took out the Bhagavad Gita. Then I saw the Bhagavad Gita is more bigger than the Bible. So I thought I should read. Then I'm not interested in reading Bhagavad Gita also. But I went to the temple. He told me that a devotee is a white man from America. He told me that, but I told him next week Sunday I'm going to church. He said, okay, he said, I give you an advice. This week you come to Hare Krishna temple. If you're not happy, next week you go to church. So I was about 10-15 minutes away, walking distance from the Hare Krishna temple. So I went to the Hare Krishna temple and went and sat there. The temple was very clean. Because normally when we go to a Hindu temple those days, they've not been kept clean because there's no full-time devotees there. And sometimes you'll see the dogs and chicken all hanging around in the temple. So I went to this temple, it was very clean. And then, and then they were... One of Prabhupada disciple, Gaur Mandabhumi is now doing some Krishna conscious work in Indonesia. He was giving class. I did not understand what he was talking. I was sitting at the back. Then I wanted to, when towards the end of the program, I wanted to leave before anybody come and talk to me because I don't know what they'll be talking, Then I wanted to leave, and I was leaving the temple, and one of the brahmachari, he called me, he said, where you're going? I said, I'm going back to my room. He said, no, if you come to temple, you must take prasadam. That was the first time of any temple I've been that they told me that you must take prasadam, then only go. All other Hindu temple, they don't worry about you. Whether you stay or go is your problem, So then he said, you must take prasadam. Then he gave me prasadam. Normally Hindu temple, prasadam means they give little bit of, sweet rice, very little they give, or give charnamrita. They don't give like, rice, sambar, pakora, papadam and, puri. So when they gave me so much of rice and dal, and I was renting a room in Kuala Lumpur city. So long time I have not eaten all this food, and I ate, rice. It was so tasty. Then I told him, I said how he made the dal, because my mother makes the dal not the same. He said, oh, you like the dal, I pack and give. So he gave me some rice and dal packed, and he said, oh, every day lunch you can come here, free lunch. So I thought, I'm a bachelor, I'm staying away from my parents, and I thought, oh, free lunch, let me go and eat lunch. So I enjoyed the prasadam. That's how, I came and joined the movement. And actually, my parents were very surprised that I became a devotee. My father said, you're a very naughty son, always playing football. You never study, you never wanted to listen to me. So my parents thought I'm the naughtiest son in the family. We were too much playing football. And when I became a devotee, my father said, I cannot believe how he became a devotee. I don't know, I cannot believe how he became a good man. Last time I was very naughty. Always, if I say something, you don't listen. Now you become very humble already. So when you become a devotee, that's a great privilege we have got, that we are very peaceful, very happy. And my mother, before she dies, she said, all other children, only brings problem to the family. Only you are not bringing any problem. He said, your brother called, your sister called, all are married. Whenever they call, they say, Mummy, I got this problem, that problem. Only you call, he said, Mummy, chant Hare Krishna and be happy. And when you come, you bring some prasadam. And never heard that, you are unhappy at any time after becoming a devotee. And when I joined the movement, I was 45 kilo. My weight was 45 kilo. And after 5-6 years now, I was 90 kilo. 45 to 90, because, I went and stayed in Australia and New Zealand. All the Western devotees, they do everything with the pure ghee. Papadam, fried with ghee, khichdi fried, everything is ghee. And then, then I was eating so much, because, their food is so tasty. So I was eating too much, I put on so much weight. And I came to see my mother. My mother said, you went to Hare Krishna like that, you come back like that. Very good. So in every single way, today we see that my mother is gone, my father is gone. Somewhere or other, there is a reality of life. So stay in Krishna consciousness, you have to get married, you have to find a job and earn money, you have to find a job and earn money. But whatever you do, never forget Krishna, always remember Krishna. And understand that you have not come here to get married, you have not come here to produce children, you have not come here to find job and earn money, you have come here to only for one purpose, to revive your Krishna consciousness. So whichever platform you're staying in your life, try to be conscious of Krishna. That will only benefit your life. You'll be very peaceful, very happy. So I'm looking at, last time I came, I landed, Turkey. It's a big airport. And 90% of the airport, everywhere only they're selling cigarette. And before you go and buy the cigarette, is written there is injuries to your health, it causes cancer, but everybody are there buying. So like that, people, the first world country, they talk about America as a superpower. And America has got 33 trillion, they're in debts, They owe money, 33 trillion, but they are considered to be the superpower in the world. Anybody will say that or not, that you owe money to people, so much of money, then you are the best, Anybody would say like that or not, but they say America is the best and China is the best. China has got, I think, about 20 trillion debts. America has got 33 trillion debts, but everybody claiming they are the superpower. But somewhere or other, by Prabhupada's mercy, we have got this arrangement that, we can be in the association of devotees, and purify our life and make yourself happy. Nobody else can make you happy unless you make yourself happy. That's it. Only you have to find a way to make yourself happy. Nobody else can make you happy. Okay, I will stop here. Anybody got any doubts or any questions? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So, I'm sorry, I'm not really conscious of Krishna. I've been, about 17, 18 hours I'm with the interaction with the people from outside, from the airport. Yesterday, Malaysia, I came to the airport about 5 o'clock in the evening. Then took a flight and landed in Doha. And a few hours transit and took a flight. And now in Malaysia, I think it's about 6 hours different. That's about now 9 o'clock, 6 minutes. It's 3 o'clock now. So I left the temple about 5 o'clock and I'm 3 o'clock now in Malaysia time. So like that, but I'm happy I'm here. Hare Krishna. Hare. Thank you. Yeah.
What is your advice?
It's very easy. You don't need to worry about too many things I said. You have got to be humble and meek in your life. When you are humble and meek, the knowledge will come to look for you. When you are pride, the knowledge won't appear to you. This is what Mahaprabhu told Digvijay. Digvijay, being a very great Mayavadi sannyasi, scholar, very educated, he go and defeat any other spiritual leaders everywhere. Then he heard that Navadvip is the center of the education. Then he came and then he heard Nimai, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a scholar. And every other Brahmana, they went and hide themselves because he will call all these learned people to come and debate with him and make them lose in the debate, and he will ask them to write and give that you already been defeated. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Nimai, he met him in the side of the Ganga river. Then he told him to recite some verses on the glorification of the Ganga. Then he recited, and Mahaprabhu found some defect in the glorification he has made. And he was very surprised that Nimai, being a very small boy, and he recited more than 100 verses glorifying Ganga. And within second that Nimai memorized the whole thing and he defeated him. And he asked him some question he was not able to answer. Nimai said, you go back today, come back tomorrow, we'll continue. Then he went back, and that night Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, she came into his dream. He said, you do not know whom you have talked today. Nimai is not different from Krishna himself. So then Mother Saraswati, he said to Mother Saraswati that whenever I go and speak on this subject matter, you always appear in my tongue, and you gave me the intelligence how to speak. But today when I was talking to him, but you are not appearing in my tongue. Why? And Saraswati Mata says that Nimai is not different from Krishna himself. It's important that you should go and offer your obeisances and respect and follow what he says. And he came to see Nimai. And Nimai told him that knowledge is very important in people's life, but the knowledge should not be taken over by the pride. He says, you are being very proud about your advancement in knowledge. For that reason, even Mother Saraswati don't want to appear in your tongue. He says, if you wanted to progress very nicely in Krishna consciousness, he says that you must become humble and meek in your life. Number one. Number two, he says that worship Radha and Krishna. And number three, he says that always chant the holy name of the Lord. And number four, always be very compassionate to other people and try to help them giving this knowledge. In this way, you'll become very advanced in Krishna consciousness. Only way to be more progressive in Krishna consciousness, very importantly, that we should become very humble. Even in the battlefield of Kurukshetra Mahabharatam war, there are two parties have come for the fight. One is the Kauravas, one is the Pandavas, the team of Arjuna. Another one is the team of Duryodhana. They came to fight. And at that time, Yudhishthira got down from the chariot. Just before the start of the battle, Yudhishthira got down from the chariot. He went to the other side, the enemy side. And that time, the Arjuna, the Pandavas were very worried that Yudhishthira, being a nice Vaishnava, very soft and humble Vaishnava, they were worried that he may go and take a white flag. He said, no need to fight, we will surrender. And that time Krishna says, don't worry, Yudhishthira is a Vaishnava, a good Vaishnava, he knows what he's doing. So Yudhishthira went to the other side, and he went to Bhismadev. Nobody can defeat Bhisma, the warrior. And Yudhishthira went and touched his feet before the start of the war. And Bhismadev told him, if you would have not come and touched my feet, I would have cursed you that you will lose the battle. But you have touched my feet, you are very humble and meek. For this reason you will become victorious in the battle. Then he went to Dronacharya. He touched the feet of a Dronacharya. Dronacharya told him the same thing. He went to Kripacharya. He told him the same thing. So everybody, whoever he touched, they blessed him that you will become victory on the battlefield. When he go back to other side, then Krishna told that, this is what, a devotee should be, very humble and meek. With love, humble and meek, he said, you become successful in your life. And after that, when Duryodhana saw that Yudhishthira came and touched all these elders' feet, and Duryodhana was not very happy. He came and told Bhismadev, you are eating the food I'm giving. You are earning, whatever your earnings are coming through our kingdom. And today you are having a good life because of us, but come to giving blessing, you are giving blessing to the enemies. He said that is not very good. So Bhismadev told Duryodhana, you see, Yudhishthira came and touched my feet and seek for blessing. I blessed him that you become victorious in the battle. Similarly, if you would have come and touched my feet, I would have given you the same blessing. But unfortunately, you are very arrogant. You are very proud. For that reason, you cannot be victorious in the battle. So life is a battle. Whether you stay inside the temple, whether you are devotee or non-devotee, always you battle. So to become successful, to win the battle, you have to be very humble and meek. A devotee always prays that, he never find fault on others. He felt that he has got all the faulty. He felt that he is most fallen. And Mahaprabhu is coming for those who are fallen. When you are thinking you're most fallen, you get the first priority of blessing of Mahaprabhu. So always remain humble and meek. If somebody says, I'm offended because of you, say sorry, move away. Those who are innocent, you give them Krishna consciousness. Those who are envious, you keep away from them. Those can help in Krishna consciousness. You become their friend. Very easy. Bit of using intelligence, using Krishna conscious quality, things become very easy in our life. It's not very difficult. Very easy. To be a devotee is very easy. It's just, you have to have faith in Krishna. That Krishna will provide everything in my life. And always you must see that I'm very bad fellow. I must become good. You should not think I'm very advanced. I'm already 40 years in the organization. I know everything. A devotee never think like that. Devotee always thinks there is so much to learn in Krishna consciousness. There are so many better devotees, outside there, and let me, go and take them mercy. Let me go and learn more things in Krishna consciousness. So you got to be humble and meek. That's all. Have you been humble and meek or not with your family? when you were with your parents. No, so you're same like me. So Krishna brings you. Krishna is very kind to you. Somewhere or other within you there are so much of love and compassion over there, but you do not know how to bring it out. And Krishna see deep in your heart that you're a very wonderful person. He has brought you to the temple in the association of devotees so that it can appear externally. What your parents were not able to do has been done by Prabhupada and Krishna. Now after some time you go back to your house, they won't believe that you are the same daughter. The way you talk to them, the way, you sit and do everything else will become very attractive even for your own family. When we join, everybody, even the family, not very happy. Your relatives are not very happy. Everybody been saying you're wasting your time. But today everybody telling that you are the one made the best decision in your life. Even my relative, my friends, everybody those days said, oh, somebody have brainwashed you, this is not right way of living, this and that and all. Today all these people, they come and bow down, they take advice, they said, you are the best. Because life, journey of life gives a lot of wisdom in people's life. If you remain for some time in Krishna consciousness, and if you remain for more longer time, you gain a better wisdom in your life. And it's not about just theoretical knowledge. Krishna, Arjuna, Uddhava asked Krishna, why you did not help, the Pandavas during the gamble match. Because Krishna said the Pandavas, they didn't call me for help. If they called me for help, I would have helped them. And Uddhava says, that means you come when they called? Krishna says, no, not like that. When they're conscious of me, I'm already there. So, but they were not conscious of me. So Krishna gave a very important point during the conversation. Krishna says that Duryodhana at that time, when they were gambling, dice game, Duryodhana had the wisdom, but the Pandavas did not have the wisdom during that time. What was the Duryodhana's wisdom? Duryodhana knows he is not very good in throwing the dice. He knows if he play, he cannot win the game. So he called his uncle Saguni to come and play on behalf of him. Krishna says, I'm also uncle for the Pandavas. Just like Duryodhana called this uncle, they should have called me, I'm uncle for them. I would have come and play with Saguni. Who would have been if I play with Saguni? So he